Hello. She's still not well, so you have me again. I loved last week and I think I should stay for the intro forever. Don't you agree? The playoff final is over. The dance.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. This bitch really thought he could keep me down. Well, I'm not Elbrook and I'm not waiting to bang out an ons. Get gone, you fucking reprobate. Now, where were we? Ah yes, the dust has settled. The season is over. Harry McCurdy is still a little bitch, but we love him. So for the final time this season, it's the lower league look. It's the lower league look. It's the lower league look. It's the lower league look.
To Mansfield because they played last. Brandon, give you a couple of minutes, sum up your season and what the fuck happened. I said Brandon, sorry, I meant Adrian. I said Mansfield and then said Brandon. Adrian, what happened?
Perfectly sums it up. Silence.
Is that literally just doesn't know where to go with it?
Can we just put some soothing music in the background or something and just?
Yeah, I'm gonna just play that song when the TikTok tune thing.
Just put some elevator music on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Adrian, essentially the entire season was for that moment, that game. Do you feel like you got what you deserved? Because no. Port Vale and Northampton do. What happened? Like genuinely, what happened? What do you think caused you guys to just fall to fall to bits?
Well, I wouldn't say we fell to bits. Look where we were in October. We were joint bottom of a league in October. So if you put it in that perspective, we've done tremendously to climb up the league table, get ourselves into the playoffs, and miss out at the final hurdle. But yeah, I mean, we'll be back stronger next season. Hopefully, we've kept the core of the squad. I think we've only released 3 players. Most of the players have extended their deals, like Stephen McLaughlin, George Maris, Jordan Barry, and James Perch are set to stay. They're set to sign new contracts. Stephen Quinn, his contract is under negotiation. So if the core stays, and like Nigel Clough said, we had 4 or 5 more players, then I think we'll be good to give it a good go next season. But obviously, everybody at the club is hurting to fall of a home of English football at the final hurdle, playoff final, not turn up whatsoever.
Valley Parade. Sorry, that's Capital of Culture 2025. Just big up Bradford there, by the way. So yeah, you fell at. Do you not think? And I think this is an important question here. Aside from the team that comes up from the National League in the playoffs, do you not think that you are at the biggest disadvantage for this next season because you've played obviously so long? Everyone else had finished before you, and now you've got to start building up on what you've got. Like, I mean, we mentioned it, I think, before we started recording. Like, Bradford, we've signed 4 players. We've got 2 more signed up, retained, who we offered extra deals to, and we've got more players coming in. Do you feel like now you've got the work starts now, obviously, for you? Do you feel like you're at a disadvantage compared to the others for that?
There'll be a little bit of a disadvantage. I feel that. Obviously, Nigel Clough said that, alluded to that in his presser, that we are at a bit of a disadvantage. Obviously, with the season 9 weeks to go until the next season starts. But I think it's business resumed. Really, you've got to put the playoff final defeat to one side. Yeah, they'll have that in the back of their minds, but you've got to go again. You've got to pick yourself up. And I think the players are raring to go. They want to. I think most of the players, if not all, want to go one step further, gain automatic promotion, and then not have to worry about the lottery of the playoffs, which I was worried about. I was confident.
Clearly can't handle. You clearly can't.
I was confident and adamant that we'd go up automatically. But when we fell doing that, then the playoffs are next. And after beating Northampton comfortably, I would say in 2 legs. It was all to play for against Port Vale, but like I said, they were just the better side at Wembley. They came out to play the game and not the occasion, and they deservedly got what they got, and they're up in League One, and we're still in League Two.
Yeah, I think it's probably fair to say is that it looks like you're going to keep majority of your team that that have done really, really well in 2022. I think you're only going to build on that. Obviously you've just had Perch, and I can't remember who's the other player that's just
Barry.
Two massive players of your team. I think that if you'd have lost those players, I think green screen's dropped. I think if you'd have lost those two players, then you'd have been really struggling. But I think it's a point of building on for next season, and I do think with Nigel Clough now, you guys have got full faith in him. It's a matter of seeing what happens next season.
Do you think you'll keep or you'll get back Longstaff?
I don't think we need him. I really don't.
Really? Because Nigel Clough came out and said, and it's a question I'm going to put
I
to all
know
of you.
you're going to allude to the interview that I was just like swinging already. No, swat it away.
Guys,
hang on. I know what's happened.
As of Scotland, we're recording Scotland. We did say are playing, and I'm guessing Ukraine. They have Yarmolenko has just put.
By the way,
Ukraine
what a fucking ball! Right from the back, pinged it straight forward. The lad took it on his left and just watch it. What a fucking goal, by the way.
Honestly, this is the most unprofessional soccer Saturday we've ever had. So you don't think he'll keep Longstaff because he came out. Clough did come out and he said Longstaff is the best player in League Two. Now, for me, I don't even think he's the best player from Newcastle in League Two.
Please, Brandon. I'm only a child.
He's not even the best. He's not even the best player in League Two from Newcastle.
Yeah,
he's not. I would have Elliot Anderson over Matty Longstaff all day long, but he's done a job for you. Like you say, you don't think you need him. It was a thing of you needed someone at the time. He was able to come in. He was able to do a job really well. Now you've got time to bring someone in permanent in that position, and I think you should go for that then. But we'll see you next season. You get to come up and see our lovely faces again.
No, absolutely not. No way. Swat you away. Get to the side.
Yeah, back up at Bradford. We'll see you there again. Hopefully get to meet you this time. I know you met Grant.
I did.
Which is weird. You came to Bradford and you met the Hartlepool fan. You didn't meet either of the Bradford fans.
Very weird.
Because that makes sense. But, we'll make it work. So, next I'm going to go to league winners, leaving us, Forest Green. Almost the biggest bottle jobs of the season until Mansfield came along. But, Sean, sum up your season. Obviously, you've got there. You don't give a shit. You won the league. But was it squeaky bum time for you, do you think, towards the end? Did you start to think, we're not going to win this league and we really should have won this league?
To be honest, I don't think we were even going to go up. At one point, I think it was like fourth place wasn't that far behind.
Was it that bad?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I actually said to someone, I actually can't see us going up if we don't, because I couldn't see where another win was coming from. We were awful. We had this one lad, he was fucking shite. Jake Young or something. Couldn't hit a ball.
Oh, yeah, Jake Young, your second best goals to minutes player. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
In all seriousness, no. We looked fucking shite. Second half of the season, I don't think there was one game. Maybe, Tranmere away, yeah. But when it started going bad, it just went bad. We didn't have a plan B. I was pretty worried, to be fair, at one point, actually. And then when we finally got over the line at Bristol Rovers, that was a little bit more. I was a little bit more relaxed after that.
How did you celebrate at Bristol Rovers?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, there's video evidence.
No, it wasn't that. Like, I had a Bristol Rovers fan saying to me a few days before that we wouldn't get on their pitch and stuff like that, and I was thinking, you can't set up a challenge and then not expect someone to accept it. So as soon as the whistle went, I was just gone, and then obviously I was like pissed out in my head, and yeah, I just had like 10 players running at me, and decided to go for Belshaw for some reason, and he took it all in good spirits. To be fair to him,
What did you do?
well, I sort of like pushed one of our players out the way and jumped on Belshaw, and then I was like, "Shit, not you!" And as I sort of pushed off of him, he sort of laughed. And then I just remember, I don't even know what I went to after that. I went, fuck knows, I don't know. And then,
Has no one contacted you about this, by the way? Has no one ever, have the club never gone, you can't do that? Like, because you've been so open about doing it. Like,
I mean, the chairman advocates people handcuffing themselves to goalposts. So,
nah,
he don't just advocate it, he funds it.
To be fair, like, one of the lads I was with has actually been banned for foul and abusive language, walking along the pitch with a pyro, and pitch invaded, basically.
What, at that game?
Yeah, he got arrested at like 6 a.m, a week or so later, and they arrested a couple of Bristol Rovers fans as well, and he had to go to court on the 19th of May, and he's had a 3-year banning order.
Really?
So you weren't on the pitch, just to clarify.
yeah. You didn't even go to Bristol. You've never been there in your life.
You have a
Well, the thing was,
it's your twin sister who was dressed up like you called
Yeah.
Dawn.
I come across an Avon and Somerset like police
Jonah.
tweet, and I actually had it as my profile picture, and I actually commented on the tweet because some lad that I used to be mates with was trying to stitch me up, and he was like, he put my name on there and everything, and he was like, he was the first one on the pitch, and I'm like, they really don't give a shit, mate. Like there was about 8 of us.
There was 8. There was 8
I
of
was
them.
going to say 800, but I don't want to say this.
There was 8 of them. Yeah, Forest Green was just a desert town that day. There was no one there. All 8 of them were down in Bristol on the pitch. Well, that takes us quite nicely. Brandon, Bristol. And again, this has worked out really well because after Brandon, we can finish the season with their last game and move straight on to Scunny. Brandon, sum your season up.
Horrendous start. Joey out sort of mid sort of this November-ish time, and then you look at our results from 2022 onwards, just shot up the league.
Unbelievable.
We only finished 3 points behind Exeter and Forest Green.
That was why I put it into the quiz, because I wanted to sort of, and that's why we did it first, so people could actually understand just how far you came from when the beginning of the year you were below us, like it shows back. You were below us, and I don't think you'd have found many bookies that would have taken the bet. Like, I mean, they'd have just taken your money, but I don't think they'd have seriously put the bet on or given you serious odds to go up automatics. And I think the only person who really believed that you were going to do it was Joey Barton. Guys, just want to make a point because we are live. Johnny Depp wins his defamation case against Amber Heard.
I mean, he's not going to get the money anyway because
she ain't got it.
She's got no money, so.
But,
anywho, back to football.
Back to football. Brandon, going to that last game, knowing what you needed to do. Again, Joey Barton was the only person who I think thought you were going to go up. Grant, I think, was the only person who pointed out that you were going to win 7-0. What were your thoughts going into that game? What were your thoughts? Were you already sort of settled on a playoff place, or did you believe as well that it was going to be possible?
So after the Rochdale game, which was complete, so sort of give it a bit of a timeline. So we go 2-0 down at Rochdale, and it's like we're done here. We're getting. I didn't even think we were going to get playoffs. Like we performed that bad, and then it was like, yeah, we'll beat Scunthorpe on the final day of the season. No offense, but
Everyone's
Um,
don't worry.
Not everyone, Grant.
And then to go win 4-3, it was like, we can do this if we just play game right. It's like, yeah, we had a stupid red card, like our captain for like the end of that game. It was fine. And then it was sort of, I think, sort of time to get to sort of like 5-0, and it's like, hang on, 6, and it's like one more, 7, complete carnage.
Yeah, I'm glad we've not got a Northampton fan on because they'd be raging, absolutely raging still.
I'd have loved the fireworks.
When it got to 6-0, even we were cheering you on to get a 7th.
They got more goals in the game than Scunthorpe got second half of the season.
Yeah, right.
Stu, other side of the fence. Go on, sir, Brandon.
I honestly think if we hadn't invaded at 7-0, it would have been double figures. Like,
I'm gonna say the game nearly got abandoned, didn't it?
Yeah, so the fans invaded after the 7th goal because we've done exactly what we needed to do.
Yeah.
And then you've got our owner, Joey Barton, telling us to get off the pitch. Refs going like, we'll abandon the game.
Joey Barton running around with a cigar, just stubbing it out in people's eyes, just to make sure that he's done right. But you got there.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, it's just comparing it to the last time we got promoted out of League Two. I don't think we could have done it any other way.
I don't think it'll ever happen again like that either.
No.
I don't think it'll ever be repeated. But sure, Stu, other side of the coin there, you were on the other end of the 7-0.
Yep.
It's going to your season. At what point did you know you were not going to survive this season? August.
Yeah, no, about November.
Really? Was it that low?
Yeah. So Peter Swan delivered on his promise of getting us out of League Two, just the wrong way.
That's exactly what I said. He said he'd get you out of League One, and he did. He said he'd get you out of League Two, and he did. He's a man who sticks to his word. He didn't say he'd get you promoted. He just said he'd get you out.
They're the only 2 times that he's told the truth. Let's be honest about it. That 7-0 been coming all season.
Just as a disclaimer, he may have told the truth other times. We can't say that he's never told the truth other than that because he will sue us.
I'll get through my door. It happens.
Chris is talking and he's on mute.
Chris is muted, yeah. Probably the best way.
I've unmuted you, Chris. No, I haven't. It won't let me. Chris, you have to unmute yourself.
I was just going to say he's a terrible owner, and if he wants to sue me, I'll tell you what, he'd probably do me a favour, to be honest.
Well, I was quite calm last time I came on, but I don't know if people have seen it. We obviously went through a lot of the issues. Since then, he's mortgaged the ground and land and taken the money into his own company to fund his other dying businesses. So he's taken over. He's stripped the club of all its assets. Whether he meant to do that or not, that's a different discussion. But the fact is, he's taken all the assets away from the club. He's not invested. We're left with players coming in on free transfers. We've actually released most of the January signings because they were that bad. And the one we're keeping, Joe Nuttall's the one that told the fans to fuck off, is the one that nobody wants. We actually can't stand the guy. He's public enemy number 3 in Scunthorpe after Peter Swan, his dickhead son who runs recruitment. So, yeah.
You've got to understand, right? This is the thing, and yes, I do go on about Scunthorpe a lot, but I obviously when I did the vlog for Look, I met these guys, and to see what was going on at Scunthorpe, it was absolutely disgusting. It was harrowing. It really, really was. I don't think that anybody, unless they went to a game, understands what it's like to be a Scunthorpe fan. And yes, I do go on about Scunthorpe, you're right, before you start, but for me, it was so sad and really difficult to see the Scunthorpe fans going through what they were going through. And, you have clubs who go on, I know we do, Bradford City, we go on about ownership and things like that. And, we go, oh, well, we haven't got the right owners. But to be honest with you, we're lucky. We're very lucky. with what we've got, and seeing the way that club is being run. And I think, Stu, you'll absolutely agree with me on this one. Will there be a Scunthorpe United in a year's time? I'm not sure there will be.
So this is the thing. Even the most optimistic of fans going into the National League thinks we're in a relegation battle next year. Let's be honest about it. We don't think that we'll stay in the National League next year. It's National League North. And I think at that point, because the money's being taken out of the club, we're making huge losses. By the way, Peter Swan allegedly, let's just throw that in there, disclaimer, whatever you want to do, has rejected 3 bids for the club this week. So he's got no intention of selling. He's going to run us into the ground. He's taken the assets. He's taken the land. He's using them to fund his own businesses. We're nothing. We're not a club in anything but name. And who wants to pay the £12 million he's asking for a name? I was going to say a brand, but we're not even a brand.
£12 million?
Yes. Yeah.
I thought Oldham was bad with Lemsagam. He wants 6 million and won't budge. But 12 million.
The reason for that is he's saying that the 12 million includes the ground and the land. Now, the land is prime development land. So if he divided it up and sold it to builders, sold it to supermarkets, that's worth the 12 million quid. Now, the chances of us getting the ground and land back now that he's taken a mortgage out on it for his own businesses are next to nothing. So I don't know where we go. You put a message out to Simon Elliott. The rumours are that Simon Elliott and Ian Sharp are trying to buy the club, having bids rejected left, right and centre. So we've got an owner that's not putting anything into the club, taking everything he can out of the club, saying that he wants to sell, but he isn't selling. And since he stepped down as chairman, he's still the owner. He's disappeared into the abyss. And it's not going to get any better. It's going to get a hell of a lot worse. And there are already talks about a Phoenix club. So God knows how it's going to go.
It'll be interesting. I think I've got a couple of stories to tell you from the Bradford Scunthorpe game. I think we played second or third last game of the season. Third last game of the season. You played us, then you played Hartlepool, then you played Bristol. So I was stood at the players' entrance and I saw your players come in. And then someone came back out. I'm not going to say names. Someone came back out and went to the coach and they opened up the luggage compartment. And I made a joke and said, "Oh, is Peter Swan under there?" And he went, "I fucking hope not."
Yeah.
These are people employed by the club. They don't want Peter Swan. Now, I did speak to your manager down on the pitch. I went down to chat with him and I just said, I'm genuinely gutted for what's happened. And he just says, "We'll be back." Like, he was very confident we will be back. That's fine. The other story, and this is where I think, do you know what? Fuck you, Scunthorpe, was your fan bus pulled up in front of me. And there's a little kid on the back. I found out his name's Kyle. Right? He's got the drum.
Yeah.
On the back. Yeah, Kyle's got the drum. He's sat on the back. He waves to me through the window. So I wave back. I'm like, no, I'm not rude. I'll wave. Not a problem. They've come the wrong way anyway. Then they finally get clearance to go around the corner. The bus drives around the corner. And right before he goes around the corner, he goes on window. So I look and he goes, "Fuck off." And then bus goes down road. So I'm like, I hope you get fucking relegated from the National League. You look.
I think that kid. I tell you what, that kid is a legend. I tell you what,
He's spot on. He's one of the, and Chris will vouch for this. We've never been the most militant fan base, but when you're there in the stands, there's a lot of guys there that are passionate about the club. Like a lot of guys that are passionate about the club and just give everything to the club. Now, the situation is, if you're giving everything to the club, you're also putting money in Peter Swan's pockets. So he's going to hang around longer because we're lining his pockets. So we're in a situation now where there's...
You're not lining his pockets though, because what you're putting into his pockets is less than what he's having to put out. So
but
I think better cutting his losses, and it just it defies logic what's gone on at Scunny. It really does, and it defies logic that the EFL have let it happen.
Yeah, well, again, not wanting to name names and go too much into it, but I know there's been a formal letter go to the EFL from the supporters club.
It's too late though.
It is.
I think it's too late. What needed to happen was the owners of other clubs in the league, they needed to come together and speak out, because without that, without the other clubs coming together and banding together for this, it's going to keep happening. And I think there's rivalries, but we've got to support each other. But
that'll never happen in the Football League. In the Premier League, yes, it might, because of the revenue and broadcasting and everything else that surrounds that league and the impact it would have on other clubs. But for Little or Scunthorpe or even Oldham, you know, I'm not saying any teams in particular, but they'll look at it as, well, there's two worse teams than us this season. And it's their escape clause there. Do you know what I mean? So why would we try and pull a team up to your level when they're flagging so far behind? And we are. We let every team was head and shoulders above us. Every team. And I've been watching the conference playoffs, National League playoffs, and every single team in those playoffs would put 5 past us. Every single team.
Yeah, to be fair, I think the National League playoffs are an enigma in comparison to the rest of the league. Like, those teams are the best teams by far, and they like.
Do you know what you see? The National League playoffs for me, after the championship, are the best playoffs to watch. They're always phenomenal to watch because every team's scrapping for that league status, and there's only that extra one spot available. It's such an important game.
You had it last year, didn't you? I mean, you were 1-0 up till what minute in the
89th, 91st minute when Lucas Covalan scored a header.
Torquay's goalkeeper scored a header to equalise in the 90th minute. And like, you don't see that happening. It's always
he did come up into this league and then he fly kicked Harry McCurdy, so he done himself a little bit of justice.
Legend.
Yeah. Legend. So, Stu, your last points of the season came against Hartlepool.
Yeah.
Grant, Hartlepool. And do you know what? I'm going to say this. You drew against Hartlepool. You should have won. You should have closed that season out. Like, that home game should have been a win for you. Hartlepool were there for the taking. They were bad.
Yeah, but last time we won was February, and I think the time before that was back into November.
Yeah.
So,
do you know what? I wouldn't have put it past you to beat us at that game in the season. For us, how I would really sum up our season is consistently inconsistent. I mean, the prime objective coming in to League Two was to survive, stay in the league, and have a decent finish. Started off all right. We couldn't win away for the life of us at all. Got the first win against yourselves at Bradford. And then all the speculation started about Dave Challoner leaving. He left, went back to Stockport after signing the contract us a couple of weeks before. We went very left field, brought in Graham Lee and Michael Nelson. Graham Lee with no managerial experience. Nelson, who gets sacked from Blythe Spartans, leaving them bottom of the league. Strange appointments, but hey-ho, we'll take it. And still very inconsistent in the league, but masked by some very, very good cup runs. I think great FA Cup runs, had a fantastic run in the Pizza Cup as well, getting to the semis. I think unjustly getting put out by Rotherham. I think
is that Bobby Madley?
Yeah. Awful performance by a referee. For anyone who watched, it was shocking. Bobby Madley, I think everyone agrees that he probably shouldn't be a referee at all.
Get Chris started on referees.
But then, end of the day, we lost the game. We lost on penalties. Hey ho, this happens. It was a good run overall. But I struggle to define how good this season has been for us. Our season will only be as good as next season is for us. We've had money come in from cup runs. We've had money come in as compensation for Challoner. We've had money come in as compensation from the lad that Fulham poached off us. So that's another reported 6-figure sum. That money simply has to be reinvested into the club. I know there's a lot going on off the field. We're redoing all the seats in the Millhouse stand, so that's getting proper seats rather than the stupid bucket seats. The pitch hasn't been fully relayed in about 2 or 3 seasons. It is now getting fully relayed. So
It's held up well, though. Can we just make a point?
Yeah.
It's held up very well for a pitch that old.
our groundsman traditionally has got groundsman of the year when he's been in League Two. Very, very consistently. We've had one of the best when we've been in League Two before. We've had one of the best pitches there. So I'm confident that we'll have another fantastic pitch again next season for a change, because it was starting to look like a bit of a potato field. But there's a lot of improvements going off by the COO Stephen Hoban. He's completely redone the outside and inside of the ground. He's got us a good sponsorship deal in with Suits Direct for the stadium. I'm confident in him getting a good shirt sponsor for both home, away, and third kit. Yes, we've got a third kit set for next season, which we've not had in years. And we've got Area doing our kits next season instead of O'Neill's, who basically gave up halfway through this campaign. So off the field, we're looking great. On the field, we really need to make big improvements, starting off with a manager announcement.
Which is, again, really strange that it's taken this long. Because as soon as they sacked Graham Lee, we said, if you sack Graham Lee, he's got someone lined up. He's got someone lined up, because it just... What's going on?
The thing that's making me... I thought we were holding out for Pete Wild. Obviously, Pete Wild, we know now, has gone to Barrow. We've apparently not been in the shouting for Andy Woodman at all. Unlike what the bookies believe, we've not been in for him, is what's come out from the club. And who knows? There's talks of the boy from Kelty Hearts. He's just left. Coming in. But there's also talk of him going to Aston Villa as Gerrard's number 2. There's talks of him going possibly as well to Swindon. There's loads of shouts here going on. The thing that's saving me and making me a bit happy is there's still a lot of managers still to be appointed in this league.
Do you think that's what hindered you? Do you think when Raj sacked Graham Lee, there were less clubs looking for managers, and now it's like, without being disrespectful, there are a lot more attractive options available in the league for a manager?
I still think we'd be taking this amount of time to find someone.
Right. Wow. Well, you've still not signed up Luke Molineux either, which is interesting.
No, we've not signed up Molineux. I think he is going into League One. I can't see him hanging around League One. We've still not signed up Timmy Odesina. I don't think he's going to be staying at the club either. I think he is gone.
Do you think he's got a League One?
I'd like to think he's going to League One.
I'll bet you he's in League Two.
I think he might be in League Two next season.
He's a great player. He's good to watch. I'd love to get to see him play next season. We come up against him. He dominated us. We'd have been 8-0 up if it weren't for him. We were there, granted. We would have been 8-0 up if it weren't for him. So hopefully he sticks around in this league and we can see what's going to come with. But now this has worked out really well, because you said your first away win was against Bradford. And I personally feel, and Chris, I don't know if you agree with this, I think our season turned when Hartlepool beat us at home. I feel like that was the start of the massive decline. Granted, it hadn't been great, but Hartlepool at home was the first time we were dominated. And from minute 1, we said 43 seconds Hartlepool scored, we were dominated the entire game. That was where the first time we looked really vulnerable. I'll let you sum our season up.
Oh, dear me. It's been a difficult season, hasn't it? I mean, beginning of the season, we brought in Derek Adams. We were all very excited. He'd obviously taken Morecambe and a very unexciting team up to League One. We thought that he was going to be the man to take over at Bradford City. It fell apart very, very easily and very early on. We just didn't, he would complain about players on post-match interviews. Players.
I've never seen that done, by the way. I've never seen a manager do it to that level.
But also to the point where, there's Crankshaw, who is now at Stockport and done quite well at Stockport. He'd set up an assist. He'd been on for, I think it was 10, 15 minutes. And I think it was Jimmy Rayner had said to him, I thought he played really well when he came on. Obviously, made an assist. No, I didn't think he played very well. I thought he was awful. He was gone next week. It was the same with Canavan in January. and we just literally it just seemed to fall apart. And Derek Adams, I don't believe that he knew how to control this club. When fans were abusing him, giving him some stick, which I actually think that he did deserve, he then goes on to the interview and goes, "Oh, I don't think those comments by the fans are very nice." Anyway, so moving on, February comes along, he gets sacked. He makes the comment of, "You'll never get a manager better than me." And we bring in Mark Hughes, who would never manage anywhere else other than the Premiership. And I think any Bradford City fan who saw that post on Twitter went, it's a fake account. Come on. There's no way Mark Hughes came to Bradford City. For any of you watching me, I'm keeping this on. I will do. It's Mark Hughes in the background. And he came in. And the weird thing I find about Mark Hughes is that a lot of the Premiership clubs used to say that he was miserable. He used to complain all the time. I think he seems to be having the time of his life. He just seems to be enjoying being in. I don't know if he's enjoying being in League Two, but maybe the pressure's off him. Maybe that it's the fact that he can
just wait till he's a mid-table next season.
Well, I don't think we will be. I really don't think we will be, and I think that since he's come in, I think it was Dean Ashton was on the radio and he was saying, well, he hasn't won at home in 2-3 games. He can't be that good. And he came up with loads of fake statistics. And it was like, well, Dean Ashton, you're as bad as Michael Owen, which can we agree is the shittest commentator or co-commentator in the world, bar Dean Ashton.
I don't know. Steve McManaman's pretty bad.
Yeah. But
Robbie Savage.
Garth Crooks.
Crooks. I feel like we're talking about Des Line.
Stu's not used to the National League commentators when they come rocking about. He's gonna get even worse. It's when he goes to the first game at season and Aaron McLean stood at side with a microphone in his hand and go, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" That's when you know it's bad.
Yeah, but then when obviously we started to see a change, and as City fans, even though we were potentially drawing games, losing games, we saw a difference. We did start to see a difference in the team.
Yeah.
I'm excited for next season. I think that a full season under Mark Hughes will be profitable, and I'm going to say it now, even though I said
no, don't say it. Don't.
I'm not going to say it. I'm going
to come to that at the end.
Okay, all right. But other than that, we finished the season really well, is what I'll say.
We finished it really well, and our first game under Mark Hughes was against you, Adrian, wasn't it? It was against Mansfield. Grant, you came down for it.
I was there.
And considering Mark Hughes finished the season with the same team that Derek Adams had, we had no emergency loans. We didn't bring anyone in on freeze. We literally finished with that same team. The difference in how we played was night and day. And Adrian, you won 2-0. You didn't deserve to win 2-0. I don't care what you say. You didn't. No, you look good.
I disagree with that.
They deserve to win, but we should have scored. We should have put chances away. We just could not put chances away.
I think Mansfield were the best team that's come to Valley Parade this season.
I disagree. I disagree. And Sean, I don't know what you're laughing at because it certainly wasn't Port Vale.
It certainly wasn't you lot. Yeah,
Port Vale. It was Forest Green. Forest Green. It was Port Vale for me. I thought Port Vale were phenomenal, and Swindon. Those were the two for me.
My guess for the Forest Green game was Gab Sutton as well. He came and watched. He thought you were terrible as well.
Did you, Sean? Sean, just a point. Did you beat us this season?
Hey.
Did you beat? No, you didn't. Did you? That's fine. That is literally our only highlight of the season is that the champions didn't beat us. Phenomenal.
You didn't beat us.
Yeah, we did.
I would say, to be fair, there was a lot of people we didn't beat. We didn't beat Swindon. They done a double over us.
Oh, I thought Stu meant we didn't beat them. I'm gonna say we did beat Scunny.
You beat us 2-1.
We beat you 2-1. And do you know what? We should have won 10 in that one. Can we just make a point? Ukraine a 2-0 up against Scotland. Grant, don't worry, you are welcome down in England for the World Cup. You are welcome to come down.
Nah. No,
Adrian,
no,
you
no.
lost 3-0 at the weekend in the playoffs. I'd probably pipe down.
Hey, like I said, I'm happy to spend another league in the best league in the world, League Two.
Yeah. It don't matter whether you're happy, you've got no fucking choice.
Hey, it's okay.
You wouldn't have been
Positivity.
I guarantee you wouldn't have been saying this on Friday.
No, positivity. It's-
Baby,
Plus-
Grant Hanley is
It's
fucking
crazy.
shite. What is he doing?
So look, we're gonna wrap this up now, guys. This is the end of the season. We're gonna carry on Twitter Spaces throughout pre-season, and I'm gonna put names out there. I'm gonna just tell people like who we've got, people that are watching. So we have actually got hang on, wait a second. I've just been tagged. I'm gonna mention this person, and I've just been tagged in a tweet by them. Wagme United, the owners of Crawley,
Okay.
have just tweeted, and I don't know whether they mean this is no, they don't. Manager update. Everybody said no. Frowny face. With Steph in the finals, we're pressing pause for now, but we will resume our search on June 19th at the latest. Thanks for understanding.
What?
Maybe we had a big, massive escape there.
We don't know, but just about Wagme United, we've got lined up for in a few weeks, and we can ask the questions there. Preston Johnson, who the owner of Crawley, Wagme United, he's coming on. He's agreed to come on. He's messaged us. He seems a really nice guy, and I'd be interested to find out what the thoughts are and why they've sort of done this. We've also got Jesus, Grant. I don't know why. I know you've got a dog, and it still scared me.
Right.
We've got Paul Caddis, who's going to be coming on. Bradford, ex-Bradford player, ex-Swindon player, Celtic player. We've also got Lee Crooks. Used to play for Bradford, played for Rochdale, I think, in League Two. Played in the Premier League. And I found out this, I knew it, but forgotten about it. When Lee Crooks retired in 2008, he signed up for the RAF and he went to fight on the front lines in Afghanistan. What a story. So we can't wait to have him on as well. But before we go, we have got others lined up, but I'm going to, they're secrets. Before we go, I'm going to go to each person. Next season, give me a position. Where do you believe you're finishing next season? So, Stu, I'm going to come to you first. You kind of alluded to it earlier, what you think's going to happen, but is it rock bottom, do you believe?
Second bottom. I think there's going to be a worse team in there than us. I can't predict it. It depends what happens over the next few weeks. It's either going to be mid-table or it's going to be relegation scrap and probably go down.
It'd be, I try and find a bit of light in that for you, but I can't really disagree. I think unless if there's a change, then yeah. Adrian, we all know what you're going to say, but you'd be wrong. What do you think? Where you think you're finishing next season, Adrian?
Top half of the table, I'm saying. I think
you can higher.
I thought you were saying top of the league.
No. Let me finish. So I think top half of the table, of course. I think if we make the replacements that we need for Sturk and Longstaff, we get Bishop back on loan. If not, we sign two solid keepers. We get one more striker to go in with Reece Oates, Jordan Bowery, because Danny Johnson's been transfer listed. I think we could push for automatics. I generally think we can.
So you're talking about keeping your core, your squad that you've got together and adding to it. You already had the second highest budget in the league. Are you going to add to that, do you think?
The thing is, I think that we were over-reliant on loans. I think Bishop coming in, Nathan Bishop from Manchester United, he came in on loan, and we only had Marek Steck, who played no minutes in the league whatsoever. It was Nathan Bishop all along. I think we need Nathan Bishop, preferably back. He was solid. He was fantastic. But I want to have a number two behind him that's more than capable to replace him if needs be. And then Clarence Rawson left, so I think we need another solid centre back to obviously replace him. Sturck and Longstaff left. Their loans were expired, so I think we need two strong midfielders: Maris, Lapsley, and Quinn. Hopefully, Quinn signs a contract again. If not, then it'll have to be another capable midfielder. And then up front, I just think we need somebody to partner Reece Oates. I don't think he can do it all by himself. He obviously scored 12 goals this season, but I think he needs a reliable partner. Jordan Bowery, yeah, he's good, but maybe a front three next season. Bowery, Oates, and someone else would be fantastic. So, yeah, hopefully top off the table. No, I'm okay, thanks.
Ryan Loft?
No, I'm okay, thanks as well.
So I don't want to hear top half pushing for automatic. I want a number, Adrian.
You want a position?
I want a position.
Third.
I like it. Sean, you're going into League One. First ever time you're going to be in League One. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think you're going to struggle? Do you think you'll be comfortable mid-table? Do you think you're going to try and push on? Because you had a really low budget for this season.
I thought when we were obviously doing well in League Two, we'd probably be sort of comfortable mid-table. I think we'd be bottom half now between sort of I don't know, 14th to 18th somewhere. I think we'll stay up, but we need to sign some players pretty quick because obviously Edo Adams has joined Cardiff, Cadden and Wilson look like they're on their way out. Obviously Rob fucked off.
It's going to be a different side in it.
But I think Bertrand will do all right, to be fair to him. But we do need to sign some players. So I think as long as we stay up, I'm happy.
Yeah. Fair play. Brandon, where do you see yourself next season?
Oh, it's a difficult one because I feel like, again, a bit like Mansfield, we were heavily reliant on Elliot Anderson and Connor Taylor, both being exceptional players in their own right. I'm going to say 15th, 16th, sort of around that area. Just because I feel like while we could go and get some decent players in for League One level, I also think that we're gonna make a stupid decision and let somebody go.
Yeah, you probably will. It's hard to keep the players together in there. That's I think when you've had a good season, it's great to go up, but you've obviously put your players in the shop window for the entire season. Grant's going. Ooh, is that
I was close.
Oh, it was close. Grant, coming to you next. Hartlepool next season. Obviously, it's difficult. You've got no manager. Your players aren't signing contract extensions apart from I think Crawford.
Crawford and Ferguson. So
Crawford and Ferguson. Ferguson was never going anywhere, was he?
No, he was never going anywhere. I'd say he's one of our key players. Hopefully, he's played more in the wing back position again next season than the left full back position. It seems to be where he does better. Do you know what? I think we'll have another mid-table finish next season. I think we'll finish, I'd probably say between 13th and 12th and 15th in that sort of area. I think we'll finish next season. I don't think we'll set the world on fire.
It's steps, though, isn't it? It's steps because you've got to progress.
We're still rebuilt. We're still in a massive rebuild. We're in a position where this season it was built on from last season. Players never really had a break. They get promoted. They didn't have a holiday. I think there were a couple of days and they were straight into pre-season after the playoff final. So it's good. It'll be good to see the players actually being fresh next season. We'll get some new blood in. It just depends who we get in. Can we get the right players in?
Yeah.
It's really difficult to predict, but I do think we will be lower mid-table on it.
Sweet. Chris.
Fuck off, Chris.
You know what's coming, don't you? Oh, we'll be up by December. It'll be a typical Bradford response.
I'm not I've never been one of those because of being a Bradford City fan always brings, I've been a City fan for 25 years and knowing what it's like. I'd be very disappointed if we're not in the top half. I think we should be third.
Oh, Bradford and Mansfield going for the third place. I'm gonna say that we're going to Wembley next year for the playoffs. I think we have a typical Bradford season where we're on the cusp of the playoffs. We look like we could get in, but then we lose and we drop down. But I think we'll sneak the playoffs, and then I think we'll go to the playoffs, and I think we'll win the playoffs. I just think it'd be a nice day out. To be fair, I love a trip to Wembley. But yeah, so I'm gonna go 7th.
I'm looking at the teams coming down. I think you win the league next year.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the team's going up. I think Stockport are going to be very tasty indeed. I think we need to look
now that Wrexham aren't going up, I feel like that's a sort of big team that aren't going to be in League 2 next season. So that's one less competitor that you've got.
I think Stockport are winning the league next season.
I think they are. I don't. They're the only team that I'm looking at next season that I don't want to face. They're the only team I don't want to face.
I think you'll get playoffs, but I think you'll win it.
As much as I go on about about Challoner, I still think he is the best manager in League 2.
No, he's not.
Nigel Clough's Bommy Army.
I would put Nigel Clough up there, and then given what he's done, obviously he's not in it now, but Joey Barton would have been up there. It all depends if Garner stays at Swindon. That's another one. But I don't get me wrong. I like Challoner. I do think Challoner's a phenomenal manager, but I would say that he's top 5 managers in the league, but I wouldn't put him top. I wouldn't even put Mark Hughes in the top 5 because we don't know. He's, in terms of pedigree, there's no one bigger than Mark Hughes in this league as a manager, but we don't know what he's capable of. So we can't really put him anywhere. But guys, we've reached the end. I do want to say, because it's been going off in chat, everybody here, and there'll be some fans that get this and some fans that don't, everybody here cannot stand Iron Brew. Iron Brew is shit. It is the pits. It is Peter Swan's favourite drink at Scunthorpe. And fuck Iron Brew. Fuck every single one of them. Guys, Grant, I'm going to let you walk us out. Grant has frozen. I don't know if he's here. Always very good. But do you know what? I'll just edit in.
He's playing sleeping locks. That's what he's doing. He's playing sleeping.
Do you know what he's doing? He's doing a Mansfield impression. He's freezing. Guys,
he's frozen at the final hurdle.
Usually we'd get. He literally is frozen at the last legs of the season.
Do you want me to do it?
No, because we can't do it. We've tried. Let's just not. Right, guys. Grant, he's back. Grant, walk.
I don't know what happened there.
You did a Mansfield.
We need you.
Ah, right. It's done. Right. Right. Fuck. I didn't expect it to come to this so quickly. Guys. Thank you.
23 minutes, Grant.
I know it's been a long one. I know, but I cut out. I don't know what happened. Fucking dodgy internet through here in Falkirk. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for the whole half of the season that we've been doing this. It's been a hell of a lot of fun. Thank you to all of our guests that have came on this season. It's been great having you. Sorry to lose the guys that are leaving. Good to keep the guys that are going to be staying in the league next season.
Adrian.
It's just Adrian.
Yes! Guys, we have literally been the taint for every team this season. We have had them on and just sent them on the way out of the league, whether it's been up or down. We tried to get Mansfield up. That's how bad.
Yeah, you're just glad to keep me. You just wanted to keep me. It's okay.
Happy to keep you on board, man. But honestly, it's been brilliant. We've really enjoyed making this season. We've got a lot of exciting things that we're planning to do in the pre-season. We've got a lot of exciting things in the pipeline for next season. So we're looking to continue to build on this. So spread the good word. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. Share everything out on Facebook to all your friends that have an interest in League Two, that support League Two. I'm just telling them give one episode a listen. Anyone, we don't care what one it is. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Twitter, retweet it. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify. Give us a good rate. Give us 5 stars. Say anything you want about us. We do not care what you say. It doesn't count for shit in the comments. Say the podcast's fucking awful. Just rate it 5 stars. It's great.
Yeah.
We are a 5-star rated.
5-star club.
Yeah, only all League Two 5-star rated podcast.
And we are the only League Two.
They cover just single clubs, so we are the only solely League Two podcast. Come and join us on our Discord. It's a good community that we've got building up on Discord. I'm going to call it our community. It's good fun. There's a lot of good folk on there. Drop everyone a message. It's good chat. We've got individual fan pages as well for your clubs. It's good. Just give us a follow. Give us time. Anyway, guys, have a good off season. We will see you throughout the preseason with a couple of spaces and a couple of specials. We've been the Lower League Look.
Lower League Look. Lower League Look.
Need again.